Hello and welcome to Granada Reports. We are live with the latest across the Northwest.
Hello there, thanks for joining us on the programme this evening.
On her final day in the job, Merseyside's departing Chief Constable Serena Kennedy on how the Southport killings and the events of the last 5 years have taken their toll.
I'm a mum, I'm a nana, who wouldn't be affected? And as a parent, getting that phone call to say what had happened, I can't begin to imagine what they went through.
Who's made the threat?
Elias Morgan.
A man's found guilty of the revenge killing of former prison officer Lenny Scott, who was shot 6 times outside a gym in Scansdale.
6 years on from the devastating rainfall which threatened the village of Whalley Bridge, a huge construction project to fix a dam at Todbrook Reservoir nears completion.
3 young boys scaling new heights for a good cause. We'll find out why Alfie, Rory and Oscar decided to climb the equivalent of Everest.
I'm in Atherton in Greater Manchester, where 2 next-door neighbours have been drawn against each other in the FA Cup.
Well, it is once again the biggest night of the year in Blackpool. The stage is set, the tower is looking majestic, and this lot are ready for a really good night.
And we have some wet and windy weather on the way this weekend. I'll have all of the details coming up later with the forecast.
Well, first tonight, the challenges faced by one of our top police officers as she faced one of the toughest periods in her force's history.
Serena Kennedy has been speaking about being Chief Constable of Merseyside as she retires from the role. In less than 5 years, the area has seen high-profile murders of young children as well as adults, violent disorder and a terror attack. The force's first woman at the top says she received horrific online abuse in the wake of Southport, which she told me was the most devastating incident Merseyside Police has ever dealt with. I sat down with her ahead of her final day and asked if the experience has taken its toll on her.
It's been an incredibly busy and challenging time with some of the most devastating events that Merseyside Police have seen, but also indeed nationally. And it does take its toll on you emotionally and physically.
There was a bombing at Liverpool Women's Hospital. Was it luck that something really, really terrible, really horrific in Liverpool didn't happen on that day?
The potential that incident had in terms of the fact that nobody else died other than the bomber himself. We were well rehearsed, well tested in dealing with a situation like that, but it's not until it happens that you know the strength of the preparation that you've done. But yeah, that kind of shock and horror that something like that had happened on the streets of Liverpool, that our community had been subject to a terrorist incident.
The shock and horror continued in the following year, where we saw a spate of murders: Sam Rimmer, Ashley Dale, Olivia Pratt-Corbell, Jackie Rutter, Ellie Edwards, all in 2022.
It was a really tough time for Merseyside Police. It was a really tough time for our communities. However tough it is for us, though, nothing is as tough as what those families have been through.
What are your reflections on that day when you first heard about Olivia's murder?
Just devastated, horrified that a 9-year-old girl in the place that she should have been safest had been murdered in the way in which she had.
Last year we saw the horrific attack in Southport. That must have been incredibly harrowing for you when you first heard that news.
Thank goodness it is, a very rare occurrence, but the most devastating incident that I think Merseyside Police has ever dealt with. But my thoughts always go, to the families of the 3 little girls, Alice, Bibi and Elsie, the 10 other people that were injured, and those little girls that witnessed scenes that they should never seen. I'm a mum, I'm a nana, who wouldn't be affected? And as a parent, getting that phone call to say what had happened, I can't begin to imagine what they went through. But then needing to be, my responsibility as the Chief Constable of Merseyside, making sure that we get the response right.
You wanted to release Axel Rudakabana's Religion, but were told not to by the Crown Prosecution Service. How frustrating was that?
We'd started to see disorder break out across the country. I wanted to give as much information as I could to help the communities have trust and confidence in policing, that we were being open and transparent, but also in the forefront of my mind was getting justice for the families of those 3 little girls.
I guess it's indicative about how your profession has changed, given that you have to factor in social media.
It was a massive, massive issue and devastating consequences for communities in Southport, Liverpool and indeed across the country.
And you mentioned earlier on in our chat that you're a mum and a nana. What impact have those 2 roles had on your ability to be the Chief Constable of Merseyside Police as the force's first female Chief Constable?
There are times where I'm not present in the room. I might be at home, but I'm not present because I'm not really listening to the conversation that's ongoing. But I think it's something that's really grounded me, being able to relate to much of what's going on in our communities and think, how does that feel to be a mum, a member of the community, you know, a wife, a daughter, and then hopefully be more relatable to members of the community when they see that you're dealing with an incident like that, but know what else you do as well.
Serena Kennedy, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Many thanks indeed to the Chief Constable for speaking to us. On Monday's programme, we'll be hearing from the man who will follow in her footsteps. Former Cumbria Chief Constable Rob Carden takes the top job at Merseyside Police from next week. You'll be able to see his first interview in the role on Granada Reports and across our website and social media channels from Monday.
Next tonight, a man has been found guilty of murdering a former prison officer in Skelmersdale. Lenny Scott was shot dead outside a gym in February last year.
Well, today, Elias Morgan was found guilty of murder. His co-accused, Anthony Cleary, was cleared of all charges. Live now to Zoe Muldoon, who's at Preston Crown Court for us. And Zoe, it didn't take the jury long, did it?
Not long at all. In fact, the jury spent 5 hours and 24 minutes deliberating. There were tears from the public gallery as the verdicts were read out. Elias Morgan guilty of the murder of Lenny Scott. His co-defendant Anthony Cleary cleared of murder and manslaughter. Both men showed no emotion as they learned their fate. When Elias Morgan was told by the judge that he'll be sentenced on Tuesday, the now convicted murderer simply nodded as he was sent down. As they left court, Lenny Scott's parents hugged the detectives involved in this case and saying thank you to them for their work. The jury in this trial has heard how devoted dad of 3 Lenny was gunned down nearly 4 years after simply doing his job as a prison officer. His death, a revenge killing carried out by Elias Morgan. Tim Scott looks back now on the
February the
case.
8th in Skelmersdale last year, and prison officer Lenny Scott is approached outside his gym by a masked gunman who opens fire and kills the 33-year-old with 6 shots.
2, 3, whee!
It will be so hard without Lenny, for the children's sake.
Yeah.
They still have to have a life. They'll remember him. They will never let them forget him.
The gunman who shot Lenny Scott was Elias Morgan. He'd held a grudge against Lenny for nearly 4 years after the pair had a confrontation in Old Course Prison. In 2020, Lenny Scott was working here as a prison officer at Old Course Jail. Elias Morgan was an inmate. During a search of Morgan's cell, Lenny discovered an illicit mobile phone. Information on that phone showed that Morgan was engaged in an affair with another prison officer. Lenny was offered £1,500 not to report it. When he refused, Morgan began to issue terrifying threats against Lenny and his family. Lenny's phone call to police expressing his fears about those threats was played out in court.
Just been informed that there's been a car set outside my house all weekend by a prisoner.
And who's made the threat?
Elias Morgan. He's described my vehicle and he's described my house and what my girlfriend and twin boys look like.
He could deal with it, but once you bring his children, his partner into it, it was a different story.
And it was that fact, I think, for him, the fact that his personal details, to be able to describe the children, give instances of how they were being followed, that really affected him.
In 2024, while on bail for possession of the mobile phone, Elias Morgan drove around Skelmersdale as reconnaissance ahead of the shooting, checking on locations that Lenny frequented. He'd been biding his time, still determined to carry out his threats. And on the 8th of February last year, his plan in place, he'd travelled to the gym he knew Lenny would be attending and killed him. Lenny Scott leaves behind 3 children and a partner, and his devastated parents must now face a future without their beloved son.
It should never have happened. Lenny should still be here. We just need to move on from this, but we'll never move on from Lenny.
Tim Scott, ITV News.
This evening's other news, and hundreds of jobs are set to be lost at a major Debenhams distribution hub in Burnley. The retailer has confirmed its plans to close its site on Heason Ford Industrial Estate on Widow Hall Road next year. The operation will be transferred to Sheffield.
An on-the-run fraudster from Preston will lose his £90 million property empire, a judge has ruled. Sock manufacturer Arif Patel will have homes and business premises seized. Patel was earlier convicted of creating chains of fake business transactions to steal VAT repayments. He's also built an empire of counterfeit clothing worth more than £50 million.
Next tonight, the work's still going on to fix a dam at Toddbrook Reservoir 6 years after a collapse which threatened the existence of a nearby village.
Yes, heavy rainfall led to a collapse of the dam wall. More than 1,500 people were evacuated back in 2019, while the military helped plug the hole with sandbags.
Now, a £50 million construction project to create a new spillway is almost at an end and could be finished by Christmas.
There are also plans to build a new sailing club, improve the village's memorial park and restore a nearby football ground. Our reporter, Emma Sweeney, has the story.
When Toddbrook Reservoir almost collapsed in 2019, it was a near-perfect storm. Amid days of heavy rain, its auxiliary spillway had failed. Engineers raced to pump millions of gallons from the dam, fearing it could burst and swamp the town of Whaley Bridge below. That was then. But after 3 years of restoration works, this is now.
So we're coming up to the end of the project now. We're nearly completed on the weir structure itself and the spillway. We'll be just doing the last of the connections to that after the new year. Once they're in place, we'll start to refill the reservoir in a staged approach. We have to lift it a metre and observe the reservoir to make sure it's not leaking anywhere. And we'll do that in metre stages and then look at it for a week, which could take up to 16 weeks to get to full level, provided we've got the rainfall.
Once the refill's complete, the reservoir will be restocked with fish. It's hoped that by the summer, it'll be fully restored as a community resource for sailing and angling.
Poor design and poor maintenance of the dam were to blame for the near catastrophe that unfolded here back in 2019. Now, over the last 3 years, there's been this major construction project, not only to restore the reservoir, but also to provide a gold standard for dam resilience. The question, though, is how resilient can it really be, given climate change and the fact that heavy downpours are now the new norm?
This dam is going to be the best in the country. It's obviously 1840, it was built in puddle clay. Now, after the restoration, we've had the top engineering brains, top engineering skills and the top engineering materials. It's built to a specification of 1 in 10,000 year event for floods, also seismic events, anything that happens from a volcanic point of view, any earth shifting, this dam will be solid.
It's taken time to get to this point, but those behind the restoration say Toddbrook has been rebuilt for the future while shaped by the lessons of its past. Emma Sweeney, ITV News, Whaley Bridge.
Now, to the boys from South Manchester who spent a day of their summer holidays raising thousands for an extra emergency service, crucial to saving lives all over the northwest.
Brothers Alfie Allinson, who's 8, and 6-year-old Rory joined their friend Oscar to climb the equivalent of the distance to the top of Everest at their local climbing centre.
It was to raise cash for the Northwest Pre-Hospital Critical Care charity, more than 30 volunteer medics who provide advanced care in some of the most serious emergencies.
The boys and a paramedic from the charity joined us earlier.
It was really fun. Sometimes I had sore arms and sore hands, and I enjoyed doing all of the climbing with everyone else supporting us and things.
Rory, can you remember how long it took you? How many times did you have to climb up and down?
Well, I did it 27 times, and he did it 28 times.
And weren't you really, really tired halfway through?
A bit.
You're a superstar. What made you want to do it?
It's just because the charity, they're all volunteers, and they do things in their spare time.
How much did you raise?
Nearly £3 million.
3 million? I heard it was 3,000, but it might have been 3 million. So, do you want to be something like that when you grow up?
No.
What would you like to be when you grow up?
Police.
Oh, so you'd like to go into the police. You'd like to be part of the emergency services as well, wouldn't you? What about you, Alfie?
I would like to work for the ambulance service.
Ah, so there's a bit of a pattern.
John, let's bring you in now. I mean, you know, incredible what these boys have just done. Just tell us about how important, you know, what they've achieved is and what it does for your charity, how it's going to benefit your charity and your colleagues.
They've raised a considerable amount of money over the past 2 years, which really goes a long way to provide the care that we can offer to patients out there. You know, and it's thanks to the goodwill of supporters that we rely upon to keep funding coming in to allow us to continue to provide the best possible care we can to these critically injured patients.
So how will the money that the boys raised be used? Will it be to train more volunteers?
We're after a specific piece of kit for doing chest compressions on patients who may be in cardiac arrest. So the boys' money is going towards that. Now, it's a big ask. It's £10,000 for this piece of kit.
Oh, boys, so you're going to help save people's lives. How do you feel about that?
It's really good, and it's good to know that we've done all of it and we're helping people.
So all you've got now is back to school and maths homework. How are you feeling about that?
Mad.
You've both done magnificently well. And John, your work is out of this world. Thank you all for coming in.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Right.
Really adorable boys. 3,000 raised, 3 million raised is still a lot of money.
And congrats to their mum and dad. They're clean and well behaved at this stage in the holidays. Yeah, exactly. It's time for sport, and Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim has admitted he's thought about quitting the club. He's been speaking at his first press conference since United's humiliating midweek Carabao Cup defeat to League Two Grimsby. Amorim's side face Burnley in the Premier League tomorrow, still looking for their first win this season.
Sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to be here for 20 years. Sometimes I love to be with my players. Sometimes I don't want to be with him. So, again, I need to improve on that. It's going to be hard. But now I'm focused in the next game.
They've got some exceptional players and players that can change games at any moment, really. So the ups and downs and the bumps of football sometimes bring different results, of course. But we're under no illusions of the task we have ahead of us at the weekend.
Well, next into a very special fixture in the FA Cup as two next-door neighbours go head-to-head.
Yeah, Mike is in Atherton in Greater Manchester for us. Mike, tell us more.
Yeah, good evening, guys. We are 9 months away from the FA Cup final at Wembley, but the adventure has already begun for hundreds of non-league football clubs up and down the country. It's the final qualifying round this weekend, and it has thrown together two teams from the very same town, Atherton Laburnum Rovers against Atherton Collieries. And when I say that this is a local derby, well, surely they don't come much more local than this one. We've done the journey today, door to door, 0.8 miles. It is a very, very short trip, very, very long odds that the two sides would be drawn against each other. I'm joined now by the two managers. Dave, you are the manager of Laburnum Rovers. What a moment this is.
Yeah, it's fantastic, obviously, for us as a club, but for the town in general, for the two local semi-professional sides to come together. It's great for the community to be drawn together in the Emirates FA Cup, and I'm sure it'll be a great day for the town and all involved.
Michael, you're the manager of Atherton Collieries. What was your reaction when you saw the draw?
Yeah, fantastic draw. Managed both teams. Supported LR as a lad. Used to come here with my dad and my mates. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think, like Dave said, you know, for the community, it's already being talked about all week. So hopefully we get a big crowd and put on a good show.
You guys are from a division higher. Does that make you the favourites?
Well, on paper you'd say so, but as we've seen this week with United and so many cup upsets, you know, you've got to take each game as it comes, and we'll be giving it our full focus tomorrow. It's going to be a very difficult game. Both teams are in decent form, and we're really looking forward to it.
Dave, what is the buzz like when you're walking around the town? I'm guessing you're expecting a bumper crowd tomorrow.
Yeah, I think normally we average around 250. We're expecting times 4 that tomorrow, so it'll be, you know, great for all involved. But you know, for us on the football side of it, it's not just about enjoying the occasion, it's about trying to win a game of football as well at the end of it, so that's going to be our focus. But yeah, it'll be a fantastic day for everyone in the town.
And Michael, what about you and your players? How are you going to get here tomorrow? You could probably walk it, couldn't you?
I think I could have done until a year ago, yeah. My mum lives round the corner. I grew up just at the back there, so if it had been 12 months ago, I'd have been here in 2 minutes, yeah. It's going to have to be a car, unfortunately, tomorrow, but we have got local lads in the squad, got a lot of friends coming, a lot of family coming, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Well, listen, we'll leave it there. Should we end with a handshake? The very best of luck. May the best team win. You know, there are 111 FA Cup ties taking place up and down the country over the course of the weekend. None of them quite like this one. It is going to be quite an occasion here at Crilly Park tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, you say the very best of luck to both teams. Cheers, Mike.
Finally tonight to Blackpool and the biggest night in the town's calendar.
Yeah, believe it or not, it is time for the big switch on as the Blackpool illuminations return with new additions designed by creative director Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen.
Let's cross now live to Victoria Grimes at the festival headland. Come in, Vicky.
And I'm here, I can hardly hear you because everybody is just screaming their heads off. They're having a great time. I've got some fabulous backing down to say, look at this. Are you excited for Blackpool Switch On? Yeah! Who are you excited to see tonight, guys? Ollie Mess! Who? Ollie who? Ollie Mess! Never heard of him. What about you guys? Are you having a good time? I like your hats. Yeah. Don't look so terrified to don't buy, I promise. Well, 146 years of the Blackpool Lights Switch On. I feel like I've been covering it for that long. I think it's about 15 years now. Come and join me in the world. This is known as the stage pit, the press pit, where all the press hang out. And we are going to come and have a chat with a few people here to see who else they're looking forward to seeing tonight. Right, where are you, my Ollie Mess fans? Who are you guys looking forward to seeing tonight? Ollie Mess! Ollie Mess! Ollie Mess! Come and see these hats down here as well. They're quite phenomenal. Ladies, no need to ask who you're here to see tonight. Ollie Mess! This is a cracking atmosphere, isn't it? Yeah. Your eyelashes look amazing. Thank you. I like those. They look fab. Top loader up here, the Mr. Dan Hipgrave himself. Give us a wave, Dan. He can't. He's playing his guitar. Here he is. Thumbs up for Granada Report. Well, look at this. Check out this atmosphere. Everyone's having a great time. The lights will switch on tonight. They're going to stay on once again until January this year, which is very exciting, isn't it? 5 miles of lights, a million light bulbs. Hello! What do you think of the illuminations? Something you come to every year? I don't want to talk about anything. Yeah. Every year. You're from Blackpool? No, Burnley. You come all the way from Burnley for the light switch on. Wow, what about you? Where have you come from? Pardon? Where have you come from for the light switch on? Burnley. Burnley. Are you the dad?
Yeah, I'm the dad.
You're doing very well here. Are you an Ollie Mess fan as well?
Oh yeah, I'm an Ollie Mess fan, so is she.
Are you an Ollie Mess fan? Big fan, yeah. We're going to see him to support Take That. Well, everyone's waiting to see Ollie Mess. I'm waiting to see Ollie Mess. We were meant to be doing an interview with him backstage tonight, but I think he's been stuck in traffic. But we will have him for you on the late news at about 10:30. I'm going to let this lot enjoy the party. Guys, are you having a good time?
And the sun is shining. There's no rain. She said she thinks that she feels like she's been covering it for 146 of those years.
Well, she's very good at it, so...
I've definitely been covering it for about 20 of those years, and it always feels like it comes round every 3 weeks.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible. It's like Blackpool illuminations, then it's Halloween, then it's. I'm not going to say it. Say it.
No, not that word.
Yeah,
not that word.
Not that word. But
we will have the actual switch on tonight on the news at 10, 10:30.
Yeah.
The Granada bulletin.
Yeah.
And hopefully Ollie Murs will have turned up by then and will give us a little bit of a rendition of his top hits.
I'm a big fan of Ollie Murs.
I am as well, actually.
Yeah, he's very entertaining. Pop royalty, some say.
He is.
OK.
Now, let's see what the weather's going to be like for Ollie Murs and everyone else. Here's Louise.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello there, good evening. We had some bright and sunny spells around today, but we also had 1 or 2 sharp showers in places. Over the next couple of days, we do have a change coming our way. Plenty of rain in the forecast tomorrow, some heavy, intense downpours expected, blustery winds in the heaviest showers, and remaining rather unsettled as we head into the start of next week as well. Taking a look at the pressure sequence, it's all due to low pressure. It's slowly starting to track in from the Atlantic. We do have a brief ridge of high pressure keeping things settled overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, but that rain will slowly edge in through tomorrow afternoon. The isobars tightly packed there, indicating some brisk winds as well. A few showers this evening, becoming dry for most places in the overnight period. We could have some mist or fog forming over the tops of the hills. With the onshore flow, though, we could see a few showers filtering in as we head towards dawn. Temperatures holding up between 12 and 15 degrees Celsius. So a rather mild night to come. The winds will slowly ease down overnight as well. Not a bad start tomorrow morning. Some bright and sunny spells, plenty of dry weather around, but then thickening cloud will slowly start to edge in as we move through into the afternoon, followed very closely behind by a persistent band of rain. Some heavy bursts though. The winds will really pick up as the rain moves through, gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour. We could see 10 to 20 millimetres of rainfall within the space of an hour, with highs of 19 or 20 degrees Celsius. Further showers expected on Sunday, with some drier interludes in between, 1 or 2 brighter breaks at times too, but the winds will remain fairly brisk, so rather unsettled as we move through Sunday into Monday. Further outbreaks of rain expected on Monday as well. That is the very latest. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
To all you kids watching the programme, I hope you have a very good first day back at school next week.
We'll be really disappointed to see you go back, but hey-ho.
Yeah.
I'll be back with the late news after news at 10. But for now, from all of us here, have a great Friday evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.